Okay. Assalamualaikum, Dr. Nofri, and a very good morning to all. Okay, thank you for joining us for today's technical talk. For your information, this technical talk is co-organized by Malaysian Society of Automatic Control Engineers, which stands for MACE, and ASEAN Subcommittee on Microelectronics and IT, which stands for SCMIT. This technical talk session is also supported by Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, mostly Malaysia, and ASEAN Committee of Science, Technology and Innovation, ASEAN COSTI. My name is Anis Salwa from University of Malaya, and it is my pleasure to be the moderator for today's technical talk, entitled Empowering Sustainable Energy Development in University through Public-Private Partnership. Okay, just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type your question in the comment box in the Facebook page, and I will bring them up during the Q&A session. First of all, may I briefly introduce to you all our lovely guest speaker. IR Dr. Nofri Yenita Dahlan is an Associate Professor in the Faculty of Electrical Engineering, University Technology Mara, UiTM, Shah Alam, Malaysia. Currently, she serves as the Deputy Director of UiTM Solar Research Institute, SRI. Her research interest focuses on power generation investment, energy economics and policy, electricity market, energy modeling, energy savings and efficiency, and smart greenhouse system for plant cultivation. In recognition on her achievements, she has been awarded a Certified Measurement and Verification Professional, CMVP, from the Efficiency Evaluation Organization, EVO, and Association of Energy Engineers, AEE, United States. She is also a trainer for Certified Professional in Measurement and Verification, CPMV, and Technical Expert for Green Tech Malaysia. Under these capacities, she has trained more than 400 measurement and verification practitioners and involved in M&V audit for more than 30 energy performance contracts and green technology projects in Malaysia. Without further ado, please welcome Associate Prof. IR Dr. Nofri Yenita Dahlan to deliver her presentation. Please welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Anis, for the introduction. I also to thank MACE, Malaysian Society for Automatic Control Engineers, for inviting me to give some sharing here. So today I would like to share about empowering sustainable energy development in university through public-private partnership. Okay, so this is the content of my the content outline of my presentation. So I will talk about the overview of electricity supply and demand in Malaysia before I start into the main topic for today: sustainable energy development in university through public-private partnership. And I also will give some example from UiTM, public-private partnership, and moving forwards in this component. Okay, so before I start into the main topic for today, let me provide an introduction on overview of electricity supply demand in Malaysia. 2018 has shown a great achievement of renewable energy in Malaysia as a result of aggressive measures by government, including the feed-in tariff, net energy metering, and large-scale solar incentive by the government. It was seen that nearly 50% of renewable energy growth in 2018 as compared to 2017. This is to achieve the target of 20% of renewable energy capacity mix by 2025 and to achieve 8% of energy saving from energy efficiency in 2025. And if we look at the Ministry of Higher Education, in its education development plan, it's also highlighted that if the enrollment of tertiary education increased from 36 to 53%, Malaysia must accommodate at least 1.1 million student placement in local institutions of higher learning. This indicates that more education buildings will be developed to accommodate this staggering figure. And in Malaysia, these education buildings are sectioned in commercial sector, where you can see from this pie chart, this commercial sector contributed to 29% of total electrical energy consumption in 2018. So with the projected increase of the education buildings, energy demand in this sector will be also increased. Therefore, effective way to create sustainable energy development for university is required. And besides, if you look at this new 10 on 10 Malaysia Science, Technology, Innovation and Economic, STIE, energy is one of the Malaysia socio-economic driver. And this development of energy as the socio-economic driver require S&T driver such as sensor technology, 4D and 5D printings, advanced materials, advanced intelligence system, automatic analytic and data discovery, also blockchain technology. And this renewable energy, the energy efficiency and technological driver require high upfront investment. Therefore, it requires new ways to get this technology in campus other than we relying on the traditional practice that is from the public grants. So that will be my main focus of the topic today, to get a sustainable energy development in university through public-private partnership. So what is public-private partnership? So PPP means an arrangement between a government or a government-owned entity with a private sector entity. This is for the provision of public asset or public services through investment is being made or undertaken by, and there is a well-defined allocation in the private sector and the public entity. Entity receive performance-linked payment that confirm to specified or agreed levels of service and performance standard measurable by the public entity. Okay, so that is about PPP. And what are the benefits of PPP? So basically, PPP helps to induce investment for the development of asset or basically in the topic today is the renewable energy and energy efficiency project in university. So renewable and energy efficiency technology, as we already know, require high upfront investment, and that is limited public sector funding can be seen in providing this service in university. So the PPP has the benefit of introducing private sector capital, which is capital from the private, to invest in this technology and innovation to provide better public service or projects. And according to APEC 2019, PPP is an effective way to promote solar energy through cooperation arrangement between the public and private, covering the component of planning, the financing, and the implementation of the project for public. And in this regard, private sector can have the guarantees it needs to face risk, because in the agreement, there is a guarantees of payment to the to the private company. And for the public sector, they can obtain capital investment that's usually to do this renewable energy and energy efficiency project and new technology, skill, risk transfer, and management expertise to the project. Okay, there are a number of public-private partnership models. So I divided it into 3 components that relate to renewable energy and energy efficiency sector. The power purchase agreement, PPA, lease or hire purchase models, and service business model. So the power purchase agreement, this is an agreement that the private companies sells that they from a power plant, that they produce from a power plant to utility company or to users, or in this case to university at a certain a specified tariff for the user to pay at a period of contract. Okay, so this power purchase agreement, there are a number of models. For example, build, own, operate, transfer, boot model. This is where the private partner will build, host, and operate the project for a limited time. And then after that, the facility will be transferred free of charge, and including the ownership to the public agency. Another model is build, own, operate. So this is like a privatization model where the private contractor will build, host, and operate the facility, and also they have the control over the profit and the losses generated by the power plant. And another model is build, operate, transfer. It's almost similar with the build, own, operate, transfer, the first one, but this doesn't impose a strict or a responsibility to the private owner, but the public allows a private to design, finance, and build an infrastructure facility. And also the private is permitted to collect revenue and operate the facility for a specified period, like a concession period, and they will get the revenue to cover their costs and also earn some profit. And for the lease or hire purchase models, this is like an installment model to the user or to the public, where it enables public or government to purchase equipment in installment. So the leasing company, which is called lessor here, or the private sector, will provide the equipment to the public for a contracted period, and public will pay for a regular payment to the private partner. So this lessor or the private company is responsible for sourcing to get financing, installation, and maintaining the equipment during the contract period. And at the end of the contract period, ownership of the equipment can either remain with the lessor or pass to the public partner. So the difference between the hire purchase model and PPA, PPA is the payment to the private owner is basically based on the energy that they buy, that the public buy. But in this hire purchase model, there's a regular payment, like an installment, pay to the private partner during the contract period. And another model which is called the service business model. So there are two types. There are another type of model in this service business model, but I only show these two models. So one is user cooperative. So a user cooperative involves establishment a non-profit committee or NGO to build the project or power plant, to buy the equipment for the project by NGO or non-profit community. And another business model is called energy performing contract. So energy performance contract, this is a widely used business model for the design and the improvement of energy efficiency. So I will explain more detail the energy performing contract business model in the next slide. As this is the models that have been used in Malaysia for now. Okay, so let me explain detail on the solar power purchase agreement as PPA model. So I focus on the PPA model here because this is one of the business model that can be found in Malaysia to funding project renewable energy project, especially for the development of solar power plant and the energy sell to utility or user. So this is the solar power purchase agreement framework. So as you can see, there is a solar PPA company that will obtain funding from investor and build the power plant through EPC engineering procurement contractor. So basically, this private company, the solar PPA company, will bear the cost of building this solar power plant. And this, the energy from this solar plant will be sold to commercial site. So basically, this commercial site is the public entity. Sorry, the public entity or university, and the commercial site or public will pay the solar company based on the energy that they use from this solar power plant at a specified tariff per kilowatt hour. And the main player of this solar power purchase agreement is the customer, which is the public in this case. So the customer or the public or in university, they are the roof owner. Developer is the private company, and utility company in this case is TMB, where utility company where you can see the commercial side, they can buy the electricity from utility, and also they buy the electricity from this solar PPA company. So the roof owner who wants to reduce electricity cost will agree on the shared saving contract with the solar company. And this contract typically lasts for 20 to 25 years. This is a normal period, years for power purchase agreement. And the developer, basically this the private company, will do the installation, will own and operate the commercial solar PV system on the site and sell it to the user. And usually the solar private company will offer a cheaper price of tariff from this solar power plant, which is typically between 5 to 10% lower than the electricity tariff provided by utility. Yeah, so the key success factors for this model, the levelized cost of electricity from the solar must be less than price of electricity, and also to cover the system operation and maintenance, and also a robust enabling legal framework to cover the transaction, technical and also commercial transaction involved in this business model. Okay, another common business model for solar called solar leasing. So this solar leasing allows the customer to pay for the solar system over time. It's an installment type of payment, and this is to avoid the high upfront cost for getting this system. So the leasing company here, which is the private company, also called the solar lessors, will enter a leasing contract with the customer, who is the public entity, and allowing the lessor to own, install, and operate a rooftop solar system on the customer's roof. So customers will basically provide the roof for the developer of private entity to build the solar rooftop power plant at their site using their rooftop. And the public